everybody, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today for a new tutorial. And today I'm featuring the ThermoWeb flocking sheets. You may remember in years past that flocking powder was very popular. However, flocking powder could get quite messy. ThermoWeb has come out with sheets of flocking material that is easy to transfer onto adhesive-backed sheets. So this is a very simple way to get a flocking effect without having to worry about getting a big mess. So I'm going to start off by die cutting a piece of the ThermoWeb foam sheets. I really like the foam sheets because they have a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to attach one of the adhesive sides of the foam sheet to the flocking powder face down. This is going to eventually get die cut with this cute lawn fawn flower die. But before I do that, I want to have this flocking transferred onto that adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through my die cutting machine with that die. And afterwards, I can peel back the other adhesive backer and I'm left this super cute flocked flower. It's really cute and so much fun to create these really fuzzy designs. I'm going to do the same thing, again, taking a piece of that dimensional adhesive from ThermoWeb. I'll trim it down so it's not quite so big. Give it a good press onto that adhesive backing. And then on the other side of that, I'm going to lay my dies into place and run this entire piece through my die cutting machine. When I'm done, again, I'm left with those super cute little leaves now flocked. The other cool thing about the flocking sheets is that you can stamp on them and you can also ink blend on them. I'm not going to do any stamping, but I did do some ink blending. I took some oxide ink and I'm just adding a little bit of shading onto that flocking. That gives it a really cool dimensional effect. I'm going to do the same thing for the pink. I brought in some picked raspberry and I'm just going to smush that around the edges of the flower. So when we're done, we're left with these super cute fuzzy flocked images. I'm going to attach my images onto a background that I've die cut with the Lawn Fawn Cloud Portrait die. And then I'm going to pop up my little flower on top of that. Using the little stem and the leaves that I've cut out, I'm going to add these underneath of that flower. And I'm using some dimensional foam tape to go ahead and pop these up as well. For the center of the flower, I'm going to use some of this really cute patterned paper from Lawn Fawn's newest spring paper collection. I'm going to pop that into the center of the flower. I'm also going to add a sentiment onto one of the new WAVY sentiments banners, and I'm using the WAVY saying sentiments that coordinate with those banners. I'm going to use the largest banner, the one that folds, and to make sure I perfectly stamp my sentiment into the banner, I'm going to use the negative piece of that die cut banner that I created. I'm going to line this up with the sentiment that I have attached onto my MISTI stamping tool. I'll attach the magnet down on top of that negative just to hold it in place. And then that will allow me to nestle in the positive, the banner, into that negative portion. So then I can go ahead and emboss my sentiment and know that it's going to stamp perfectly into the center of this cute little banner. So after I've stamped the sentiment, I will emboss it with some white embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. And then with those score lines, I can fold down the banner and pop it up onto my card for this really cute dimensional sentiment. The banner adds a lot of great interest to the greeting, and I love that it has those cute little score lines that allow you to have that dimensional fold. Using a Simon Says Stamp Heart die, I cut it from some raspberry cardstock from Lawn Fawn and pop that little heart onto the side of the banner. I made sure to leave a little bit of space when I stamped the sentiment to be able to adhere a heart there. And I also die cut the face and the cute little rosy cheeks that are part of that flower die set from Lawn Fawn, and I added those onto the flower as well. For a little bit of embellishing, I brought in some white gloss and bubblegum Nouveau drops. Now one more thing I wanted to show you that you can do with these flocking sheets is you can emboss them. If using a stylus, I'm just going to add a little bit of texture lines in the centers of the petals just to give the petals a little bit of dimension, and you can see how by rubbing that embossing stylus over those areas, it gave the petals a really cool dimensional effect. These flocking sheets from ThermoWeb are so versatile and there are so many ways you can use them. I'm really excited about them because it allows me to get that fun flocking effect without the mess of the powders. So I would encourage you to check these products out because I think you'll enjoy creating with them as much as I have. If you'd like to know more about this project, be sure to head on over to our Simon Says Stamp blog for more information. And thank you so much for stopping by and visiting with me today. I'll be back soon and have a great day. Bye!